डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello friends, I am Dr. Himanshu Patel and I am working as an assistant professor in School of Computer Science, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, and I am your instructor for these modules. Let us start writing these apps into Android Studio. First of all, launch Android Studio. So now Android Studio version is changed from 4.3 to Arctic Fox 2020.3.1. So Android Studio versioning system has changed, that you can see on the screen. So my Android Studio project is starting. Now if you want to create new project, you can click on new project. But here I want to open existing project. So my project intent demo is opening. The various types of message you can see in the status bar. So on screen you can see the project structure. Here I have one main activity file, but you can see that I have added another activity called second activity. Now how to do that? You can right click on your project structure and then you can click on new, and then you can specify activity and then empty activity. So here you can specify the activity name and whether you want to generate layout file for this activity or not, and if yes, what will be the layout name, and whether it is a launcher activity or not, and what is the package name, and what is the source language, that you can specify. Now it will create that activity. So you can see that one activity is created for me, right? So similarly I have created this second activity. This is my main activity, right, that you can see on the screen. Now let us increase the font size. Inside file menu, go to settings and in editor go to font and increase size to 20 and then apply and press OK. So you will have better visibility of your code. So here this main activity by default extends appcom activity. Now first we look at the layout file for this main activity. So it is activity underscore main file. So as we discussed earlier, this is our user interface. This is a say text view. This is edit text. Password is text view and user enters password in edit text. So remember its name is txt password. Here you can see this txt password, and name for this control is txt name, and name for this button is btn login, right? So this is how you can create this interface. Now let us go to this main activity file. Here we declare three object. One is button type object, another is edit type object. I give name uname and password, and there are two strings, user and password. So here on create is by default provided, similar to these. Here I have created object which refers to btn login in layout file, txt name to uname in layout file, and txt password to password in layout file. So these login, uname and password actually represents login button and username and password edit text in layout file, right? So when user clicks on login button, so I want to perform some click event on this login button. So I write down login.set on click listener method, and inside that I created this on click listener method that we have already seen earlier, and inside on click we write down actual code. So here I write down user is nothing but, you can see here, a string. So inside user I write down uname.getText.toString, means I want to take username entered by uname edit text box into user variable which is string type, and I want to capture password entered by pwd edit text box into password, and here we write down hard coded match condition that if username is equal student and password is equal student at 123, then we assume that user has a correct credential. So we want to open second activity, right? So here we have created one intent object, and inside intent object first argument is context, so we write down get application context, and second argument is the welcome activity class. So here in you can see this is our second activity, right? So here I want to display welcome username. So for that activity file is this second activity.java. So when user clicks on login button and username and passwords are correct, then we will create one intent to start that activity, second activity, to display welcome user, and we call put extra method of intent which specifies username, and second argument is the value for property which is actual username entered by user, and this is the string that we given name to username. So inside username we have username, and then we call start activity. So that second activity will be started which actually displays welcome message, right? So and if this condition is not met, then we will display toast for invalid user ID or password, and we have already learned how to display toast message, right? So here we have taken reference of login button and username password control in login username and password, and inside login click event we have write down or capture username and password. We match these with predefined string, and if match is found we have created intent and put username inside that username data, and then we call second activity, and if username is not matched we will display message invalid user ID or password, right? So this is the code for main activity. Now inside second activity, these set content view we have displayed these activity underscore second layout file which displays welcome message, right? So here these line will display our layout file, to display welcome message. So here I write down I is equal to get intent. So whatever intent passed in main activity will be received inside I using get intent method of activity. Our message is text view type object which is there in these files. So if you see the attribute, its name is txt welcome. So I want to refer to these text view. So inside second activity I write down message is equal to find view by id and it refers to txt welcome text view of second activity layout file, and here I write down message dot set text. That means I want to display welcome message. Right now there is only welcome, but I want to display set text welcome plus here I write down intent dot get string extra. Now which string we want to retrieve? Username. So username is a string name given inside this intent that you can see here. This name refers to here. So I will get actual username and that is displayed in main activity. Now to run this code, normally we use emulator, but here you can see that it displays Samsung SM M21 5F, which is my actual mobile connected. So I am going to run these app inside my actual device. So there are two options, Pixel 2 which is emulator and Samsung is the real device connected with my laptop, right? So I want to run these app inside my actual device. So I am clicking on this run app button. So you will see here message Gradle build running. Now it will install these app inside my actual device. Now remember that USB debugging must be enabled on your phone, and how to enable USB debugging we have already learned in first week lecture. So now you can see message install. It means it is actually installing app on my mobile. This mobile can be seen here. So now you can see that username and password is main activity, so it is displayed here. Now if I type student and student, then when I click on login it displays invalid user ID or password. Why? Because our password is student@123. Now I have typed correct password. Now I am clicking on login button. So you can see on the screen it displays welcome, but since the label size is small it cannot display entire message. So how to do that? So this length should be large enough to display text. Now again I need not to install, I just need to click on these apply changes and restart activity button. So I am clicking on that. So now you can see again grade build is running and now it apply changes, and you will see that apply changes succeed. So I need not to reinstall app, it will immediately apply changes to my screen. I need to unlock my phone. So here you can see it displays welcome student. So here when user clicks on login it actually opens second activity using intent, using explicit intent, and it pass username via intent to this second activity where we display welcome username message. So I hope you understand these example. So I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्यायः परमः